meet like hundreds of people on a weekly basis, right? I can tell you the way you walk, the way you look, the way you shake my hands, the way you carry yourself, what you have achieved in your life. What I can tell you is that when I could afford a $1 million car, I purchased a £50,000 car. When I could afford a Bugatti, I purchased a $400,000 car. Yeah, like my G-Class, for example, right? It's not about the cars. And people would just say, look, if you're making $2 million a month, right, what do you want to change for? Right? Yeah,
Sorry. Let me interrupt you. You fired 40 people while doing $2 million?
Yes.
Hello everyone, welcome to Podcast of Success. Today I have a very special guest, an angel investor called Pasquale Minasi. Welcome and thank you for coming here.
Thank you for having me, brother.
Your movement is called Build Different. I have a very important question. Why specifically built different? Like, are we not born different or are we built on the way?
All right, okay, good question. So first of all, thank you for having me here. Yeah, I can see you're doing a very good job in what you're doing and with your podcast. Now look, Build Different is about creating people to go to a whole new level in life, right? We all know that 99% of the people out there, they will never make it in life, okay? When I coach people, I'm a hard coach. I tell them the truth. Yeah, people need to hear the hard truth, right? You know what is that? They need to hear what they're doing wrong, right? Otherwise, they will never wake up. Build Different is to make people aware that with the right set of skills, you can reach what you want in life. And that's why we created this movement. It's going to be the second time. We're going to be back in Tirana, 25, 26 of April. This time we're targeting to have 300 people inside the room. So it's going to be a crazy experience.
Okay, very nice. I will also invite all my people in my network and also in the network of success of Albania that has just started. I'll bring them there and I can't wait.
Yeah, let's go.
Okay.
You going to be there?
Yes, of course. You mentioned skill set. You need the right amount of skills or a group of skill set to succeed in life. What do you think are the main skills that one needs?
All right, okay. Very good question. I would say the number one skill, and this is what I'm going to share with you today, is everything I learned from my experience, right? I'm sure there might be something else that is not related to what I've learned in my life, okay? What I've learned is there are three top skills that you need. Yeah, it really depends. First of all, what is the direction where you want to go? Yeah, because some people in life, they have different goals, right?
Yes.
I want to become an entrepreneur. I want to own 100+ businesses, right? Some people in life want to become the number 2 of a mentor like me, right? Some people in life, they just want to be simple employees. They want an easy life, right? So you start by, who do I want to become? If who you want to become is an entrepreneur, then the top 3 skills that you need is, number 1 is communications. So you need to have communication skills in order to put forward your point to people in a position and put them in a position to understand exactly what you want, right? So number 1 is communication. Number 2 is sales skills. Yeah, everything around us is sales. It's about sales, right? So you need to know exactly how sales work. You need to sell yourself. You need to sell your vision to your team, right? You need to sell the services of your company. Maybe you need to go abroad to sell those services as well. You don't want to stay local, right? So sales skills. This is most of the people that are lacking in that. Number 3 is marketing. I believe that if you don't know how to market yourself, it doesn't matter how good you are, how good of a communicator you are, how good of a sales guy you are. If you don't know how to market yourself, your face will never get out there.
Okay. Powerful. I see you work a lot on your personal brand. Like, why is it so important? You know, why is it so important to you? Because I see you are very active there. So
yeah, I can be definitely more active. Yeah, and definitely we will be more active. But what I can tell you is social media is free, right? Until now, they're not charging you any fees, right? So if I know that putting my contact out there can help me to reach people for free, then I just need to think about what is the message I want to bring to the market and how I'm going to bring it there, right? And the more you post, the more people you can reach. So for those who have a business, for those who want to grow, and for those who want to make sure that their face is well known around, then you got to post on social media. You have to be present there.
Nice. Let's talk about mentorship. Today you are a mentor and a coach for other people. Did you have mentors yourself?
Yeah, I spent a lot of money in mentors. Best investment I made in my life.
Okay. Like what kind of mentors did you have? Like life mentors or business mentors or sales, or like what specifically?
Yeah, so definitely the biggest mentors I had are into sales and marketing, right?
Okay.
There are people that, like 100+ mentor I had in my career, short period, long period, and still with some of them are ongoing. Yeah, still pay them for mentorship. It really depends what you need. If I want to give you an example, right? If I want to learn how the meta ads work, and I know there is a good guy out there that I can pay him a couple of €100 for an hour to show me exactly how he does meta ads. That's mentorship, right? You might not need him the next month, but once you learn the skills, you paid, now you pay for that experience, you gain time, right? So you don't need to go through the learning process. It might take you 6 months. And that is all about having a mentor, right? Investing in a mentor. It's going to save you time to get where you want to get faster, right? And we all know that business is all about the speed. Yeah, if you move fast, you can conquer fast. So mentoring to marketing, I mentor with people like Russell Brunson, Alex Hormozi, Ty Lopez, Andy Elliott, right? I spent more than $2 million in mentorship over the past 3 years.
No way.
Yeah. And right now, the biggest mentor I have is definitely Andy Elliott. I consume all his content, like from A to Z in every platform, multiple times.
I don't want to compare you, but I see similarities, because he's also like hardcore, he tells you the truth. And I think personally, I like this style, because people don't need to be like complimented all the time or to be told softly the truth. I think the truth is the best thing that can ever happen to you,
I agree with you, man. And what I can tell you about Andy is that is complete, right? He believes in God. He has a great wife. He has a great family. He's making money. He has a great team, right? So he's a complete man. He's what I believe a man should be all the time. And that's why I like Andy the most, right? Because you can get a full package from him, right? You can learn everything. He's a great salesman. A lot of people criticize him on the way he sells. But look, for someone who's making $160 million per year and he has a 100-people team, I guess he might be pretty good in sales.
Nice. You mentioned that he's good in like his belief in his family, in his work and everything. Let's call it he has a balanced life, Do you think we can always have a balanced life, or maybe in the beginning, entrepreneurs when they start, like in my opinion, it doesn't exist, to have a balanced life all the time. It's like with phases. Do you think, especially in the beginning, people should go for balance?
I think there is no such thing as balance, to be honest with you.
Okay.
I work like 24/7, 7 days a week, and I'm happy with that, right? Because I know where I'm going. I know the more work I put into something on a daily basis, the more I can reach my vision, my goals, my dreams, right? And there is no such thing as balance, right? What I can tell you that is important for you to have is that you have to stay inside the moment, right? You go to the gym, no distraction, no phone. You go to work, it's work. You go outside with family, it's family. So you don't want to the balance you want to have is focus on what you're doing. Because a lot of people, they're all over the place, right? And they mix all the moments. So it's very important to be in that moment and nowhere else, right? But when it comes to balance, doesn't exist in my opinion, right? If you're successful, you're ambitious, and you wanna help people to grow, and you wanna grow your team, and you wanna grow your company. I mean, if I can do something in 6 months because I'm working 15 hours a day, and somebody else, some of my competitors, they're working half of the time, I know that I can achieve whatever I want to achieve in half of the time, right? So the more work I put, the easier and the faster I achieve my milestone.
Nice. I have a personal curiosity. You know, you're an angel investor. You help other people, other companies to grow. You're doing coaching, you're doing mentoring, you're doing training, like many companies and stuff like that. I want to know, what is your why? Why are you doing all of this?
Yeah, that's a good question, man. Look, I come from nothing. I don't have a university degree. I don't have a high school degree either, right? I left the school environment at an early stage. Yeah, I didn't want to go to school. Very simple. Yeah, my bad. And what I can tell you is that I wanted to go out there and make money. When I started my career, obviously I lived in a very small town in Italy. Yeah, I'm from Napoli. My family moved in North Italy, near Brescia, Garda Lake, right? So that's where we lived our life when I was a kid. And I made my mistakes. Yeah, I spent 2 years in jail, right? Because I was using my brain and my wanting to make money, the desire to make money in the wrong direction. I ended up burning out. I ended up spending some time. I lost my freedom. And when I came out, I said, listen, there must be some other way to make money, right? Not only by doing illegal activities. And I made it happen, yeah, because I'm a perfect example of someone who started from zero, started from a very small town, 16,000 inhabitants in North Italy, and had no smart whatsoever people around, no multimillionaire that would have shown me the path at the time. And I literally didn't even know what was possible to achieve. Like, to give you an example, Giulio, that the person that was the most successful in my little city was a guy called Nicola that was owning a bar in the center of the city, right? It probably was making 2,000, 3,000, 4,000, 5,000 euro profit a month. That's what I've seen successful at the time. I didn't know what was out there. So when I taken the decision to leave Italy after I gained my freedom back, I went to London and I started my career from zero. So I said, I need to build up something from zero. So where do I want to go? I want to make money, right? I want to have a business. I want to have my team. I want to be the leader of a group of people. And I said, how the hell do that? How can I make that happen, right? And I had to build everything up on my own. I figured out that most of the things I learned are from Google and YouTube, yeah, and from other people. So I became a sponge of information. Every time I used to spend time with people, I was an active listener. Yeah, most of the people out there, 99% of the people out there, they don't know how to listen, right? Every time you're telling them something, they already think about what to say next. I'm an active listener. I listen to people. Yeah, I'm also sometimes in business, in what we do, I'm a dictator, right? Because what I want to do, I know that we don't have a track record out there of what I want to achieve, right? So I need to be a dictator and I need to tell people what is the vision I have in mind. And sometimes I just need to tell my people what to do, right? But what I can tell you is that I started from zero. I made it happen. I know it's possible. And right now, obviously, once you achieve in a position that you know that you can mentor somebody else and people can learn from you, right? And I'm a living example of someone who started from nothing and have achieved a few things in this life right now. So I know I can help all the people out there to do the same, just if they spend an hour with me.
Nice. You reminded me of Ben Francis. He's a billionaire who founded Gymshark. And he says something similar, He says, from $0 to $10 million, you have to be dictator in your business. Because exactly for what you said, you don't have a track record, And there is no proof to say that I am right as a business owner. So I have the way to make it in a dictatorship way, Do you think this is the best style of leadership?
I think it's definitely one of the style that you need as a leader.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
But the strongest style you need to have is that there wouldn't be any business without your people. Right? So you need to surround yourself with people that also sometimes they give you instruction. Right? Because people manage my time. I don't manage my people. Right? So these are the people I want to be surrounded by in my business. I need people to tell me, okay, these are the things that we need to do. Because if you need to be the one to micromanage people all the time, then you're not going the right direction, right? Yeah. You're going to change a few people, right? That happened. So you need to have a balance between being a kind of dictator, right, and give instruction, and listen to suggestion of your team, because there wouldn't be any movement if we don't move together. Make sense? Yes. So everyone needs to have his own responsibility, his own deadline. We need to achieve it. We bring it to the team, and that's how we move together.
So you went to London. You started in real estate. So you did the first jump or the first decision of your life. Now it's new problems, you know? What were the first challenges?
Well, that's a good question. So when I first came in London, I didn't speak any word in English. That's what it was in 2015, right? So I said I need to learn English. I need to have a job that can help me to pay my bills, and live a life. And I just moved there with a couple of €1,000 in my pocket and 500 euro in cash given by my mom on the same night when I left. So I had to make a new career. So I need to start something from zero. It was very exciting, right? But the first challenge I had is when I realized after a month or two that in my bank were coming £1,000, £1,200, and not maybe 20 times more was what I was making when I was doing the wrong things. So my mind was playing games to me, and I say, hey, why do you need to do this? Just go back and do the same thing you used to do, right? You can make a lot more money. You can make the same monthly salary in a day. So why don't you just go back there? So why do you want to do this? Why do you want to be a bartender, right? So my first job was a bartender. I worked in a burger shop. I was selling burgers. I was doing cappuccinos for people and some soft drinks and cocktails, and that's what I've done for a year and a half in London. And then I moved into real estate, right? Because I realized what are the skills I need to learn if I need to become an entrepreneur. What are the skills? I need to learn sales, I need to be a good communicator, and I need to know marketing, right? And I believe at the time that going to real estate would have helped me to get better in all those three categories, right? Because a real estate agent is like an entrepreneur.
Yes.
You are an entrepreneur inside a company, right? So you can market yourself on social media, right? You can learn sales skills. You can become a better communicator, right? Because you need to meet new people, you need to make phone calls. And my day was divided into making 200-300 phone calls in the morning and then book appointments for the afternoon, right? I was showing like 10, 20, 30 houses on a daily basis in London. It was a very busy market, right? I was doing sales and renting as well. So I was making very good money, right? And the more people I was talking to, the more I was getting better. So at some point, after a year and a half, I became the #1 negotiator in the entire company. Yeah, they used to call me the Italian cowboy. It was 1,300 people inside the company, and I was very proud of myself. But that didn't happen until 8 months inside the business, right? And the first 8 months, I couldn't even understand people on the phone. No, in London, there are people coming from different culture, different country. The accents are very different, right? So when I was on the phone, I couldn't even understand people, right? So I had to pass the phone call to my manager all the time. And it was hard, man. Yeah, it was hard because, you know, you just move in London, didn't speak any English. You're a bartender, you're not making any money. Now you want to persevere, you want to be resilient, you want to get on. And then you enter real estate. It didn't just happen everything in one go, right? Now I have my cars, my houses, my businesses, my people. I have money in the bank, right? But if you go back in time, the things I had to go through and how I had to build my mindset in a way to never fucking give up on what I wanted to achieve, that was a hard part. I mean, 99% of the people don't make anything happen there, right? So once I said, okay, now I gathered enough experience to go and just jump, I had £24,000 on the side, right? That I put on the saving, and I said, let's just go open a business. That's what I did.
Nice, impressive. I understood the first challenges. Now I want to understand, how did you realize that, okay, I think this is working, you know? Did you have some realization moments? Like maybe a good check or like a good word from someone, or how did you understand that, okay, I'm really on the right path, you know?
Yeah. Look, there is something wrong about me, because I was actually having this conversation with my team and my wife Merlin yesterday, and you know, people say, look, it seems you're never content, Yeah, you're never happy. I never see you excited. I mean, did you just realize what you just achieved? Did you just realize what we just done? And I'm never excited. It's not that I'm not excited. I'm excited more, by the way, about my people. Seeing them achieving something, right? Seeing one of my employees buying a new car or investing in a new property, than achieving things myself. And I realized that I am delusional. Like, I have achieved something today, but with my mind, with my body, with my energy, I'm already 10 levels ahead. So I'm already there with my mind, right?
Yes.
So when I achieve something, I'm like, it's all right. It's part of the pathway, right? Because I'm already here, okay? So it's hard to explain sometimes, because this is something probably wrong with me or many people out there who become successful. But what I can tell you is I cannot get excited for the moment, right? Because with my mind and with my energy, I'm already 10 levels. And I know it's like I deserve this. It's part of the pathway. But I'm going to be happy when I'm going to get here. But once I get here, I'm 10 levels ahead, right? So am I ever going to make myself happy? I don't know, right? What is even happiness? I mean, happiness is when you see people around you happier. Yeah, I don't need to be happy. I need to be disciplined. I need to do the things wherever I want to do them or not. And I'm going to be happy once I see my people around happy, right?
Wow. This is also what happens to me, and you're the first person beside me that I believe this. Being delusional is a good thing, you know? I think it's good, you know. When people tell it to me, I take it as a compliment. I know how they say it, you know, but I always tell like, oh, thanks God, they tell me I'm delusional, you know, because why not? Why not? We're not, I mean, everything is possible, like literally everything. I mean, there are restrictions. For example, I cannot go become right now a professional basketball player, you know, but I mean, in my way that I have chosen, in my path, I think everything is possible. So why should you restrict yourself, you know, or listen to other people's opinion?
Why do you think it's important to be delusional?
Because it's a bit similar to what you said about you don't really have a track record, you know? Like, you personally have a track record, what you've done, but there is not a track record of where you want to go, you know? And being delusional, it also helps you, like, isolate a little bit from other people's opinions, you know? I don't think we should isolate, because Grant Cardone says the biggest mistake entrepreneurs do is they isolate instead of expanding, you know? But I mean, I think entrepreneurs need some period in their life, maybe 6 months, maybe 1 year. You need to isolate yourself, you know? You need to let your ideas and your beliefs like go ripe, you know? To become as you need them to become.
I agree.
So I think delusion is a good thing, you know?
Yeah, it's part of the, you know, it's self-development at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Where people mess it up all the time is they don't understand that if you want to become successful and you want to achieve new levels in life, you need to learn new skills, right? Because where you are now in your life is exactly what you've learned and the skills that you have acquired so far. Like, it's very simple. It's like a fucking video game, right? So if I'm in this level of the video game and I cannot go to the next level, it's because I don't have the right skills yet. I haven't figured out how to go to the next level. And how can I go to the next level? I need to acquire new skills. And how do I get new skills? Freaking learning from people, right? I was having a conversation yesterday because, you know, we have the Build Different event coming 25, 26 in Tirana again, right? And this time we're going to go bigger. So we're going to go 200-300 people inside the room. And we have 1,500 people in the waiting list that we haven't even had the time to call. Yeah, we've done the marketing campaigns and the leads are coming in and we couldn't even call them, right? I had a few conversations yesterday with somebody, right? Obviously, we closed a lot of tickets because I personally called them. But a couple of them said, look, I don't know, I need to think about, I'm skeptical. I don't really trust in these things. And that's the problem. People don't realize that events like this can change your life. I mean, think about it for a second. If you go to a good event and you have 5, 6, 7 international speakers coming to the same freaking room for 2 full days, do you think you can learn something if you are actively there to listen and to learn? Of course you can, right? So what there is on not to believe in self-development, what there is on not to believe in such events, right? Obviously, there is a lot of crap events out there, yeah? So people are probably used to those. But if you know that you can listen to somebody and learn, that's already the investment you're making there, right? Because there is one thing you can learn from an event, from somebody. Maybe you come to the event, you say something to somebody, or maybe I say something that can cost you 10 years of your life and can get your business to 10x. Maybe I can introduce, don't you think that I might have the right connection that right now can help you to 10x your business just by making a phone call? Of course I have, right? And that's what you get from events like this, right? So self-development, being delusional, that's the secret.
I love it. I know that you're great at sales and persuasion, and I noticed myself. Can you give me a beginner sales example, like a process? For example, what do you do like in sales? Like I know, for example, you ask a lot of questions. Like, can you give me a small example for entrepreneurs that are listening or watching this? How can they get better with a practical example, you know?
Yeah. So look, there are different type of sales techniques out there, right? I would say that I'm something in the middle of Andy Elliott style and Jeremy Miner style, right? Jeremy Miner is an NAPQ, so he's a lot of questioning. Andy is more like energy, right? So energy is what sells. Obviously, asking the right question has to be there. Yeah, you want to be the one talking less in any negotiation. But I like a sales negotiation where you really understand that the only way to close a deal is when you create a win-win situation, right? So I literally envision myself with my prospect, with my client, like I need to go from A to B, right? This is a bridge. And I literally need to hold the hand of my prospect and guide him through the bridge, right? Because at the other side of the bridge, there is my service, there, my product that will help you change your life, right? And it's not me in front of you, it's me next to you. So we are together into this, right? So sales is all about that. You don't want to, people think that persuasion is something wrong. But if I can acquire the right skills that can persuade you to buy my product, because I believe in my product so much that I know it can help you change your business or yourself or your life. Why would I learn persuasion skills, right? So I win, you win, everyone else win, right? So sales is definitely you want to build a good rapport with people. You want to be asking the right questions. So it's very important that you ask what they've tried so far in the past, where do they come from, where do they want to go, why they haven't gone there yet, what has happened, right? If they try something, why didn't it work, right? For how long they had these pains, 2 to 3 years. Okay, so why you didn't take a decision so far? What's the gap is missing, right? So you want to understand, you want to divide it into 3. What's the current situation? What's the past? And get them to envision how the future can look like if we do business together, right? But you need to get people in a position to make a step. People don't make steps. People don't take actions, yeah? People, they cry all the freaking time. They stay there. They stay stuck there. They know that that's not where they want to be, but they don't take an action to say, okay, I need to do this if I want to go forward, right? So this is very simple. I keep saying it's very, 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 very easy. And obviously, you need to understand that people will never buy from you if they don't like you. And people will never buy from you if they don't believe that you can help them with what they want. It's not about you. It's not about your product. It's, do I have the right product that can help you to go from A to B? All right? And this is what you need to make them realize. Yeah, and obviously, there is a lot more in sales as well.
I've heard a quote on the internet that says, I think it's from Gary Vee. He says, if you're focusing too much on sales, you're not doing a good thing or a good work with marketing. What do you think about this?
I get a lot of people come to me and ask me what's more important, is it marketing, is it sales? I would say that it's both there, right?
Yeah,
it's combined. It's like a teamwork, right? There wouldn't be any sales money coming in if the marketing doesn't do the right things, right? But there wouldn't be any revenue that you can generate for your business if the sales they don't come in, right? You can have the best marketing possible, but if
you
there is
can
nobody
close.
closing,
Yeah.
right? So they all come together with it. I would say that what probably Gary Vee said is about himself as a CEO. Obviously, he has hundreds of employees. He has hundreds of companies. So you where do you want to be as a CEO? Do you want to be into sales, or you want to be into market yourself so good that then your employees can take the benefit out? Because now you created your brand so strong that when a lead comes to my sales team, I mean, they will never question Gary Vee, right? And then will make sales easier for your team. So Gary Vee is focused in marketing because obviously he needs to bring leads coming in.
Yeah.
Right? When you get to that level, I would say probably branding and marketing is more important than you being actively into sales.
Okay. I see that you move a lot with energy, from what I can perceive from the outside. But I want to know a little bit about how do you operate on the inside, Are you the type of person that, let's say, for example, on the time that you used to be in real estate, would you like visualize and plan and manifest stuff, or you're just a raw action taker,
Yeah, man, I was crazy when I was in London. Like I was visualizing things on 24/7. Sometimes I was staring at somebody and I was visualizing, me being in the back of a car seat with my own driver in Dubai, New York, going around for meetings, and then I was
daydreaming.
Just woke up, right?
Yeah.
And I was, talking in front of the mirror. Like if people would see me, they would probably think I'm crazy. People still think I'm fucking crazy, right? But yeah, just manifestation is everything. Yeah. So you want to, if it's in your mind, it needs to go inside your body. It needs to feel it. The energy needs to go inside. So you need to feel something based on what's in your mind, right? Now, if you have a feeling, now you can materialize that. Yeah. But then you need to take action. It's not just thinking about what I want to go and then boom, you wake up and you're there, right? So you have to go crazy. You have to. If people don't think you're crazy, I don't think you're moving fast enough. It makes sense? And you mentioned energy. That's the most important thing. You need to learn how to be selective with who you spend time with. And every time you spend time with somebody, you need to focus on what energy they are giving you, that person. What energy this person is giving me exactly. So you need to really need to be analyzing that energy. Is it good energy? What exactly is it giving me, right? Or is it not a good energy? And once you mature and you're not a teenager anymore, not only you have to become selective with the people you want to have around, obviously that's number one thing, but you want to know exactly what energy every person is giving you exactly, and how is that energy helping you or not helping you. And then it's all about filtering and filtering. Yeah. A lot of people don't have the courage to say, no, look, I can't go out with you. Yeah, but that's where the problem stands exactly. Yeah, I used to believe in energy only. I started to believe in God only a couple of years back. Actually, one of the Andy Elios event. Right? That's the first time I felt God inside me. And before I was believing in energy only. I said, I don't think there is any God out there. I think that everything is energy. I believe in energy. Right?
Yeah. How do you combine these? Because I also had a hard time combining this. I used to hear energy, universe, stuff like that, law of attraction, stuff like that, and also religion, or let's say belief in God. But I think it's the same thing, but I have a hard time combining it, How do you process this?
I keep it very simple, man, to be honest. It's not a hard time you should have on selecting people you want to spend time with. You just say, look, what kind of energy this person is giving me. If it's not the right energy, just move on, go to the next person, right? I meet 10, 15 people, new people on a daily freaking basis, right? Whether it's online or face-to-face. And I keep new people, refreshing new people all the time. And every time new people introduce me to other people, and then I learn something, I listen to what they have to say, and boom, and I grow all the time, right? And if you didn't have a good time with somebody, just move on, man. There's 7 billion people in the world, right? There is so much going on, right? And that's how I keep it moving.
Okay, nice. One question about Dubai, it was attacked, let's say, it was attacked, it had a couple of problems and stuff like that. I saw a lot of comments, like hate comments, you know. Oh, that's good for those influencers, that's good for those successful people, let them have their pain and stuff like that, you know. And I was so impressed on the wrong side, you know. Like, why do you think people hate so much successful people, you know? Why is it? It's like a communist propaganda because they always attack the rich, but whatever. Let's not get into politics. But what do you think is this much hate for successful people, you know?
I wanna get there and tell you a couple of things. Obviously, I've been in Dubai and I lived there myself, and I'm not back in Albania because of what's happening. Actually, I booked my flights before that happened. But you mentioned before law of attraction, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Why do you think it's important? What about law of attraction?
So I think this idea of law of attraction has developed, you know, how I perceive it. I think we are frequency and energy and stuff like that, you know, and we like similar energy attracts similar energy. So if you want to attract, let's say, wealth or rich, first you have to become yourself, you know, to raise your vibration and stuff like that. And I think, to be honest, it's not really attraction, you know, it's just you become that. You know, for example, I used to read a lot of books, let's say, or watch a lot of, for example, Patrick Bet-David would say, if I keep watching the same people in my events, you know, but this is bad because if you're already doing what I'm teaching you, you should not be here. You should be doing that, you know. And I think the same, you know, if you keep like thinking about law of attraction and stuff like that, in reality, you're not doing anything.
Yeah.
So it shifted a little bit from like blah blah law of attraction stuff like that. I think it's more important to take action, to be honest.
Yeah. I agree. Look, something I completely agree with what you just said. I wanna give you an example. Like law of attraction, very important, right? Because obviously you become what you attract. So it's very important what you feed your mind with.
Okay.
Yeah. So there is a very strong book everyone knows. It's called The Secret.
Yes.
Everyone knows, but half of the people probably read it. Yeah. So if you haven't read it, go and read it. So The Secret. Law of attraction is important. But now, how do you explain? Let's say that we are in a football game, right? And before the football game, you have two teams, right? And at the beginning of the teams, you have Team A praying, oh, come on, today, God, I want to win. Come on, guys, we're going to win today, and we're going to win. Come on, we're going to need to do this and do that, and we want to win the game. And Team B,
training,
does the same thing.
Okay.
They pray, right? They want to attract the right energy, and they say, come on, guys, today we're going to win. God, come on, help us. That's law of attraction in both sides.
Yeah.
But who is going to win? Only one team is going to win. So why is it one team going to win if the law of attraction is in both sides? It's because of preparation. It's because of perseverance, right? It's because of the skills. It's because who has trained harder, right? That's why you're going to have one freaking team winning. So law of attraction is important to a certain level. But after that, it's all about preparation, perseverance, and not giving up when things get hard in a game, in a football game, for example, right? And that's what's going to make you win the freaking game. It's not law of attraction. Right? So it's law of attraction, and then is something need to come on the next level, right, for you to win the game.
I understand. You made a video about people's look, you know. You can feel something in the way people see or in their eyes, you know. Like, is it instinct of yours or is it like taught or built throughout the years, like meeting so many new people and stuff like that? Like, can you understand from someone's look or eyes, like, this one person has it or this one doesn't?
I can read people very well, man, because I meet like hundreds of people on a weekly basis, right? I can tell you the way you walk, the way you look, the way you shake my hands, the way you carry yourself, what you have achieved in your life. Yeah, I can say that, right? And obviously, if your question is, can you filter people based on what you see? Yeah, of course, right?
Yeah.
Everyone can do that.
That's the question.
Everyone can do it, right? And I mean, how you carry yourself and how you communicate and how much you look after yourself and how you treat people around you tells me how much money you have in the bank as well.
Like a basic question, but I want to know it. What is success to you?
That's a $1 million question, right?
Okay.
everyone has his own way on explaining what success is. What success is for me is reach a level in your company, create a company, have a good product, help as many people's life as possible, create a family, grow your family, look after your family, become a good dad, become a good leader, and then just multiply good leaders around you. Because you know that now new leaders will create more leaders, and other leaders will create other leaders, right? And then just do the right thing. Look, sometimes people criticize the way I take action, the way I talk and what I do. It's okay. But I always come with a good intention. I never do things to hurt people, right? I like to look at myself like a fair guy. Might be tough, less tough, but at the end of the day, no one can tell me I'm not fair when I take decision. Because I always come with good intention, right? I never do things to hurt people. And I think this is what success is all about, right? You want to see a lot good stuff happening around you. And, you know, we mentioned energy before. If I had the right energy and I can get this energy and feed somebody else with that energy, and that person can reach new levels in life, that's when you win, right? And we have the responsibility to do that. Once you learn something in life and reach different levels, you want to have the responsibility to help somebody else doing the same. Because look, there is this what's happening out there is all about controlling people, right? Because, and I, at the end of the day, I believe, Xhulio, is fair to be controlled somehow. Because imagine that there wouldn't be these metrics around, yeah? A lot of people, they deserve to be under the metrics. Right?
Why do you think so?
Yeah, because look, there are 7 billion people in the freaking world, right? If there wouldn't be any sort of control, I mean, the world would go crazy, right? Not everybody has the skin to do what I do in my life, right? 99% of the people can never fucking support that, right? And I believe that 99% that doesn't have the skin and don't want to get to where I am, well, in certain levels, they deserve to be controlled. Yeah, otherwise the world will go crazy. So I think there must be a good balance between, you know, you need to have some people in the world that they need to, you know, keep fighting. Is it Dubai happening there? What about the religions? And what about this? What about COVID? I believe in COVID. I don't believe in COVID. I believe in the war. No, don't trust the media. Yes, I trust the media. Like, they want us to fight with each other, right? Because the more they separate us, the more they can control us, right? But do I believe it's wrong? Man, I don't believe it's wrong. I think that in a certain way, you got to have that. Otherwise, the world will go crazy.
I understand. Okay. Most of the people see success from the outside, you know, good cars, good houses, traveling and stuff like that. Can you tell me in keywords, what does it take to get here where you are?
Oh, it's not about cars. Yeah, first of all. Yeah, I have great cars. What I can tell you is that when I could afford a $1 million car, I purchased a £50,000 car. When I could afford a Bugatti, I purchased a $400,000 car. Yeah, like my G-Class, for example. Right? It's not about the cars. You need to understand that when you grow in your life, if people, the big mistake they do is that they get promoted or they start earning more money and boom, they buy a better house, they buy a better car, and they start spending more money for them and for the wife and for the family. And then they are in the same freaking position they were before. Right? If you make 25K a month and you save 5, and another person makes 100K and spend 100K, who is richer, right? So you need to, once you grow and you start making more money, not necessarily you need to start spending more money. And that's where it starts getting hard, right? Because now you're making money. And I mean, I was making 400K a month and I was still paying 0 rent in London in my freaking room. I didn't even have a living room. And the company was already making 400K a month. And I had like £50,000 car, an E-Class, which I still have. I mean, people were like, bro, you're making like 6-7 million a year. So why buy a fucking Ferrari? Why do I need to buy a Ferrari for? Right? So once you grow, you don't spend more. Otherwise, you're just in the same position you were before.
So the question was like, why do you think people have so much hate, for successful people?
For successful people.
Or for people more successful than them,
Why do you think that? Tell me. Have you ever seen...
I have a...
Right, you have, right?
Yeah.
I would love to hear your answer, but have you ever seen someone who made good things happen in life hate on somebody else successful?
Never.
Man, you will never see me hating people.
Yeah.
Right? I might see someone more successful than me, and I might ask myself, "Fucking hell, how did
How
that
can
make it happen?" Right?
Yeah,
I want to do the same thing.
Yes.
Right? But I'm not gonna hate. So who is really out there? Who is even have time to fucking hate somebody else? Right? So you tell me, why do you think people hate?
I think it's very simple. If they see someone successful, they see their potential self that could have become that person, but they didn't have the courage or whatever to just take action and to become that. And then now they resent themselves, but the way they express it, they just direct it to someone else, But in fact, I think deep down, they don't have anything against that person, They have the problem with themselves. This is what I think,
Do you think you can ever have everybody around you love you?
No.
No, right? That will never happen, right? Who out there can say the opposite? Nobody, right? You know that there is no chance you can have 7 billion people love you, right?
Yes.
It will never happen. So if you know that will never happen, then you know now that if people will hate on me, I need to be okay with that, right? So once you're okay with that, it's all about how many haters do I have right now?
Okay.
If you don't have a countless amount of haters out there, then you're probably not going hard enough in your life.
Okay.
So I measure how much successful you are based on how many haters you have. If you have a lot of haters, you're in the right path. Look, when I first launched Build Different, you asked me a very good question, and I'm having a very good time with you. When we first started Build Different, I received hundreds of messages. People tell me you have to die. From Italy as well, right? You have to die. This is bullshit, and this. I don't even remember what they said, but I read a few of them, right? And that's what happened, right? And then I said, damn. My team was like looking at me during my meeting and say, let's see how Pasquale reacts to that. And I was like, how many we got today? Like 8.
We need 10.
More. We need more.
Okay.
This time we're getting a lot more. I don't even tell my team anymore, but I get a lot of messages in my personal Instagram that they are crazy, man. Yeah, we're just gonna get there. Someone's gonna come there and blow you up in your car, right? Like I have all of them. I TikTok, Instagram, and some people even reach me on my WhatsApp, right?
Wow.
So, but yeah, look.
It is what it is.
Man.
Yeah.
Here.
Good. Pasquale, what do you think are the main reasons that entrepreneurs are stuck? You mentioned, for example, people like fear judgment of others or opinion, or don't want to be hated. With what you have seen, you have mentored a lot of entrepreneurs. What are the main things that keep them stuck?
That's a good question, man. What I can tell you is, you need to understand one thing first of all. People stop growing when they reach just enough to have a nice car, nice house, to earn some money in the bank, maybe hire 5, 10, 20 employees. Good, right? And then they stop reading new books. They stop self-developing, right? They start getting fat again. Yeah, and then they talk about when they were fit 10 years ago. And they just get stuck because they don't understand that now to go to the next level, I need to become a new version of myself. So I need to learn new skills, right? So people, they just learn enough. They just read enough books. They just get themselves into enough training just to get to where they are. And then they fucking give up. And that's why they get stuck. Right, and then like, why my business is not growing? Why? Because you're not.
You are not
a new
growing.
leader. Because you are not growing. Right.
Yeah.
And look, business is like relationship. Imagine you spend like 10 years Now, I've been in business for 10 plus years, right? Imagine you have to spend 10 years with your partner. By the way, are you married? Do you have a girlfriend?
Single.
No? Yeah,
Single.
still single.
I'm married to my business.
To your business, okay. So imagine you spend like 10 years with somebody. Yeah, do you think you're never going to have hard times? You're going to have hard times, man. And the same thing in business, right? You're going to have your business growing, then you might have
It's cycles,
the business not growing, and we go down a little bit, and then you need to restructure the entire freaking thing, which I recently did. Had to fire fucking 40 people from the Tirana office and restructure the entire thing. And people would just say, look, if you're making $2 million a month, why we want to change things, right? Yeah, I want to change things because...
Sorry, let me interrupt you. You fired 40 people while doing $2 million?
Yes.
Why did you do that,
We're making $1.4 million a month.
A month,
right?
okay.
We had 55 people in Tirana office, right? I had the managing director, her name was Joanna at the time. She came from London, right? She moved here, year and a half. And I wanted to go to 5 million, right? We're making 1.4 to 1.8 every freaking month, only from the Tirana office.
Okay.
Without counting London and Dubai, which we opened last year. And I wanted to go to 5. I hired this person as a managing director. So you come in, take everything as I prepare it for you, okay? And I want to go to 5. In 1.5 years, she kept hiring people around, opened 7, 8 different departments. Like now we have 60 people in the office. All right, good. But we're not making more money. I'm actually paying 100,000 euro a month more in salaries, and I'm not making more money. So what are you even doing here, right? And I had to realize that I had to go back, break everything up, because I know that what was built until then, even by me, I'm the main responsible, it would never have allowed me to go to the 5 million. So now I had to break everything down. I had to see the business suffering. My people suffering. We have seen a lot of people go. We had to fire a lot of people. But the real ones now are with us, right? And I'm back, ready to grow. Everything's back up to the 5 million, because sometimes this is what happens in business. Yeah, but how many people can go through that? How many people can really say for a year and a half giving up on $1 million per month? Don't know, man. But that's why I say I'm fucking crazy, right? Because I knew that what I built so far, it would never have allowed me to go to the 5 million. So I have to figure out a way, right? Have I ever done it before? Getting a business to make $5 million a month? No, I never done it, right? So I need to figure out things, and I need to try new things, right? I need to take risk, right? And that's why people have to trust you. If they trust you as a leader, it doesn't matter what happened to the business. Doesn't matter what happened around you, but they will stick with you. And that's what I learned from Andy Elliott.
Nice. Just a little curiosity. How long did it take you from the moment you fired people and then you took everything in your hand, again, let's say, in your control? How long did it take to go to 5 million?
Yeah, we're still not on the 5 million a month for Blue Magic Group. Right? So we're still not there. So now we are on the way up. Now we are making less than what we were making, where we were making $1.4, $1.8 million a month, like four times less. But I'm structuring things in a way to go to the 5 million.
Yes, makes sense.
And obviously you cannot just do that in 3 months. It takes a little bit longer, and you need to meet the right people. You need to insert the right people into the business. You need to bring a lot new things inside the business, right? Because it was never done before. People don't even know how to do that, right? So it's all on your shoulders, right? And it's experience that you gain out of that. And that's why you need mentors, right? If I pay someone who has already been there, he's already been through what I'm going through, why do I need to go through these things for 10 years when I can go through these things for a year and a half, right? Makes sense? So can I spend like 300K on a mentor that is going to help me to save like 8.5 years? That's why you need a mentor, right? That's why you need more than one mentor.
I understand. Let's go a little bit to the Albanian market for talent and also for business. How do you see the current situation? Do you think there is good talent in Albania? Skillful, let's say, young people?
Yeah, man, for sure. That's Albania is where I became multimillionaire, man. And I have seen people in my office in sales going from earning 300 euros, 500 euros in another job, selling freaking prosciutto on the phone to come and, like, for real, right? Prosciutto and, food and stuff. There are call centers like that.
Yeah.
And coming to me, women's, that they leave their men, their husband at home with the kids because you don't go to work. Women say their husband, you don't go to work. I go to work because I can make home 10, 20, I can bring home 10, 20K a month, right? And I've grown people in my company without even like, if you see these people, you were like, there's no way this girl is making 20K a month. It's impossible. You even have a high school degree. They don't even speak a good English, right? But we make that happen. So I want people that they are hungry, right? Yeah. So I want people that, I come from Napoli, man. I come from the street. I've seen it all. I've been in freaking jail, right? I grew up with people that you don't want to even have around for a second. Some of them are still friends of mine, right? Because I respect everybody. It doesn't matter what you do in your life, as long as you don't hurt people. But what I can tell you, I want people that they came from the freaking street. They came from pains. They came from poverty, right? But they want to make things happen, right? These are the people I want to have in my company. Show me your pain. People that are afraid to show you their pain. Yeah, I want you to freaking show me. When you come and have an interview with me, I make you naked. I remove all your clothes and I see exactly who you are. And I want you to show me exactly who you are, because that's how I decide to have somebody on board or not. Make sense?
Yes.
And the more pains and the more bad experience you had, the more I want to have you in my team, if you're ready to change.
Wow. Nice. What about the market of entrepreneurs, let's say? How do you see entrepreneurs in Albania? Like, what are they doing good and what are they not doing so good, or are there like
want me to get a lot of haters today, huh?
Are there like a lot of competent entrepreneurs,
Oh my God, yeah. What do you think?
I think there is a lot of I think there is a lot of work to do, because for example, I attend a lot of personal and business development events, and even people who go there are skeptical, Imagine people who don't go there, I think there are a small group of people who are visionaries and who invest in themselves, but I think we need to, I'll say we, because I also do content and try to spread the word, we need to do a much bigger job,
How can you do that?
Just keep doing the same thing, Because sometimes Alex Hormozy says, for example, when we always think, what can I do better or what can I do more or stuff like that. There are periods in business you just have to keep doing that, like just do the boring stuff, And this is what I've done, for example, with the podcast. I did 100 episodes, or let's say 70 episodes, like zero feedback, I took the best people and stuff like that, but I knew this is good because I'm bringing people in, I'm listening to their stories, someone else is listening to their story, they'll get inspired and stuff like that, And then now it started, to catch momentum.
After 70 episodes.
Yeah, and I did them for 3 months, 70 episodes.
That's
now we went all in. Yeah. Now in total, I think we've done
one a day almost.
Yeah, like on average, one a day, but some days I did 3, some days I did 2, maybe one day 0, But
Love it. Okay. How did you bring people in?
Like
you have a team that was looking to invite these
No,
people?
I contacted them directly. It was people I met in events or people I used to manage their social media, like clients, or also new people I didn't even know, never,
Okay.
Also Yona, to be honest. Also Yona helped me because she worked in the journalism world, and she knew some people and she would invite them,
Okay, good
sometime.
job. Wow, that's a lot.
Yeah.
That's a lot of work.
Thanks, man. But
70 episodes in 3 months.
Yeah, it was crazy. It was, I don't know how to explain it. It's like you're in the flow, and I love it.
The same speed?
Yes, I should go back to the same speed, but there is a little problem or a little thing to be solved because I spread a little bit too much, because I have the agency that I have to manage the clients monthly. I have the podcast. And I also just started the business club, and now my attention is a little bit divided, but I'm still structuring it. So
you need someone to do the podcast instead of you, maybe?
No, the podcast I'll do it myself.
Yourself, and then you need somebody else to do all the things. Then.
Yeah, maybe the contacts and stuff like that, It's not that I do everything myself, but I want to take care of everything.
Okay.
Because the media part is already automated, you know. Yona takes care of everything, you know. I don't even check anything, I just see it when it's published, you know.
All right.
So, yeah, we're working on this. Can you suggest me a few good books that have left a good imprint on your journey? Like it can be business, like personal development, or whatever, you know.
Yeah, for sure. I can give you some. There's a countless amount of books I can give you.
Okay.
On in regards to self-development, we mentioned one before, is The Secret.
Okay, yes.
I can give you, if you want to figure out, and I can see that book there.
Rich Dad, Poor Dad.
Yeah, definitely. If
First
you want to
book
figure
I
out,
read.
you know, how to get out of the rat race. You know what's
Yes.
the rat race, right?
Yes, yes.
So, you know, you come at the end of the month, you get your salary, now you need to pay your rent, you need to pay your bills, you need to pay the food, and now you're left with 10% of your salary, and then you need to wait for another month's salary, and then again, that's the rat race. Doesn't matter how much you fucking run, you always stay in this, you know,
Yeah.
race.
Yeah.
And Rich Dad, Poor Dad definitely was one book that is going to help you to understand how you get out of it. And I read that book when I was a bartender. It opened my mind. And I said, whoa, it's a lot more than I didn't even know. Look, life is all about what you discover and what you see is possible.
Okay.
This is the fucking secret. You need to see what's possible. If I see and I meet someone who is making something that I didn't even know is possible, now I know it's possible. Now I see it. I'm going to fucking do it, right? And Rich Dad, Poor Dad is one of those. I can tell you that 7 Habits. Have you read that?
7 Habits of Successful People. Yeah.
You read it?
No.
No?
I know the book, but I
48,
haven't read it. Laws of Power.
Laws of Power.
Yes.
That's a very powerful one.
Yes.
Right? And How to Win Friends. And I think it's called
Influence
I read it
people.
like 10
Win
times.
friends and influence people.
Yes, How to Win Friends and Influence
Yeah,
People.
I
That's
read
one
that.
of the 3 books together with The Secret and the Rich Dad Poor Dad that I read when I was a bartender. You know, it
Nice.
changed my life. I say this to everybody all the time. These 3 books. And then you need to get into whatever you want to learn, right? If you want to learn about sales,
Yes.
people like Andy Elliott, people like Jeremy Miner, people like Chris Voss, which
Yes.
was an
Negotiator.
FBI negotiator,
Yeah.
right? I met him many times. I learned a lot from him. You just go and listen to those people, right? What I do all the time when I want to find a new book is, what is the skill I want to learn? I go on YouTube or on Google and I write, okay, best salesman out there, best sales coach, and I see on YouTube and Google what are the people that are coming up. Most probably those people have books that they wrote, right? Then I like Donald Trump. Yeah.
Yes.
This is probably the worst moment to say I like Donald Trump. But whatever I don't like him as a politician or whatsoever. I like him as a businessman.
Yes.
Right? So he wrote a lot of books. If I can read like 3, 4, 5 books of Donald Trump, I can learn what he has gone through in his freaking life. So literally, if I had to write a book now on the past 10 years of what I had to go through and how I achieved what I've achieved so far, I can literally, and you can buy this book for like 25 euros and I
That's
can give it to
crazy.
you. I mean, why you don't want to do that? Make sense?
Yeah.
So,
Do you know Dan Peña?
yeah, of course. Yeah, crazy guy. Yeah.
Thanks God, you know.
You like it?
Yeah, that's the style I love, you know.
Yeah.
And he has this quantum leap, you know, quantum leap program. That's crazy. That's crazy.
He's what, 75 years old now, the guy, still
Yes,
making content.
something like that. Yeah. He was called the $50 billion man before. Now it's the $1 trillion man. Not because he made it, but the impact he had. His how he says, mentees have reached $1 trillion.
1 trillion, huh?
Yes, combined.
I'm sure about that, man. The guy is strong.
I love his style. He's very hard, you know. I have my favorite question in the podcast. Pasquale, you are sitting in front of the mirror and you see yourself 10 years ago. You see Pasquale 10 years ago or 15 years ago, let's say, you know. And he's also looking at you. The person you became today, good family, belief in God, you're helping people, you're creating leaders and stuff like that. What do you think he would say to you?
Well, I think the conversation we will have with me 10 years ago and me now is, all right, now we met each other. Now we know it's possible. because I'm the proof is possible. Now let's go together and meet the next 10 years Pasquale. Because if I meet myself 10 years ago with who I am now, I want to go and meet the Pasquale 10 years from now, right? So let's hold each other hands and let's go and see how that Pasquale will look like. That's what I would tell him.
Nice. I see something similar with you and me, because you're always looking in the future, you know? Do you have any trouble living in the present sometimes? Because, you know, as I see, you're always like, okay, we did this, like, let's do the next thing, you know? I think, for example, or what I heard, like the journey is longer than than the milestones, let's say, you know? If you take it mathematically, for example, you work 1 year for one milestone. That milestone is 1 day. But why don't you live 364 other days, you know? Like how do you like make peace with this, or how do you process this?
Well,
you know?
to achieve the milestone in 1 day, you have to work the other 364, right?
Yes.
That's
yes.
why you achieve this milestone. Right? So
Okay.
it's like the work go through the entire year. I don't know, man. I just live life as it comes. I'm crazy. I want to achieve things that people think that are impossible, and I function very well under pressure. That's something I discovered about me.
Nice.
When I don't have pressure, I settle down, and it's all about, you need to analyze what are the things that work for you, right? Like, for example, do I eat in the morning or do I not eat in the morning? Okay, let me try to eat for 2 weeks in the morning and another 2 weeks not to eat in the morning. How do I feel? I feel better if I don't eat. Okay, don't fucking eat, right? So if I eat a pasta and some carbs in the afternoon, how do I feel? Do I feel sleepy or do I feel powerful? Okay, I feel sleepy. All right, let's fucking eat a steak, right? Okay, good. So everything you do, you have to analyze what makes you better, what makes you perform better. And then it comes with learning new skills, working under pressure, and have like crazy goals and be surrounded by the right people. So what makes you perform better? And once you have that down, it might be a list of 100 things. And then once you have that list down, is how can I make sure that on a daily freaking basis, all these 100 things are inside my fucking life, right? That's how I live life.
I understand. So you fix your life like little by little, let's say. You take everything like one by one, right?
Yeah.
Or you try to fix everything. What is better?
Yeah, like fixing one by one and fix everything, I think is pretty much the same thing, right? Because if you want to fix everything, you need to fix one by one. So you need to go through one by one, but you need to move fast, right? It's all about moving fast. Sometimes you make mistakes, right? But who fucking cares, right? Make mistake, you're going to learn from that, but at least you take decision. In fact, most of the people don't even take decision, right? They stay stuck there, right? So I take a decision, whatever is right or wrong. And then the more you experience, the more you grow, the better decision you take at the end of the day, right? Because now you have more experience.
I understand. There is this wrong mindset, mostly on what I've seen personally, on entrepreneurs in Albania who say, I don't train my people because they get better and then they leave. You know, what would you say to these people?
That's wrong. That's what I would say. Do you know the company Virgin?
Yes.
Do you know who is the CEO?
Sir Richard, I don't know, Richard Branson. Yeah.
I had a lunch with him in London.
Okay.
4 years ago. I didn't even pay for it. I was lucky enough to be in the same freaking place. And this is something he says all the time. Train your people good enough to leave you. Like, your goal should be to train your people so good to put them in a position to leave you. I want to have my people for 3 to 5 years max. I don't want people to work for me for more than 5 years. I want my people to come and learn everything they need to have and everything they need to know to go and open their own business in the future, right? I will never train my team believing that the best thing you can do is to be my employee, because I don't fucking believe in it, right? So how do you make sure that you're gonna have a cycle of people that enter, they become successful, but at the same time, you're not gonna fucking get bankrupt because people keep leaving, right? So you have to move fast with the recruitment. You need to train people good. You need to give people all the time new reason of why they should be around you as a leader, because maybe they learn every fucking day something new, right? So you need to give them reason to be around you. But everything I want them to learn is communication, sales, marketing. How do I take decision? What do I do? Because I want you to go out there and open your own business. Simple, right? Nice. I don't believe in being an employee, right? But look, I'm telling you what, some people, they come and maybe they learn everything in 3 years. Some people stay with me for 5 years. They haven't even learned a fucking thing about how to become an entrepreneur, right? So maybe they need to stick around me a little bit longer.
Yes.
Some people, they just come and they just leave and they're the same people they were before. But I can guarantee you that if you spend 2 years in our organization, you will never be the same person again. And God knows, because he's watching.
I understand. This is what I also told Emin. I never said this before, but it's what I told him. At the moment, he works with me, as an editor. But he also has an entrepreneur mindset, But he's young, he's 19 years old, I like his drive and everything. And I told him, but people will not believe this, But I really told him what you just said. I told him my biggest victory is that when you will be a subcontractor of mine, you'll do still editing, but you have your own team, And this is, I really believe it, so. I'll say it to you publicly again.
What's his name again?
Emin.
Emin, huh?
Yes.
All right. So what is going to be also good for you is that once Emin is going to learn enough skills to go maybe and do his own things in the future, now the next David will know the story of Emin that has worked for you for 3 years, and now he's fucking making $1 million a month, right? Or whatever that's going to be, depending how ambitious he's going to be. Now David wants to work for you because of that. Now you have a story to tell. And that's why it's important to create those stories, right?
Yeah. Now I have a bigger reason why to do it, because I didn't think about this. It will set precedent, for others.
And ask yourself, Xhulio, would you work for yourself? Like, would you see yourself on a daily basis like a leader I want to have around daily? Or do you need to become a different leader? Or do you need to start maybe moving faster? Or maybe you need to get more in shape? Or maybe you need to read more books? Or maybe you need to do more training to your team? Like, would you have yourself as a leader? Or would you have somebody else as a leader? Because it would upset me if I look at myself and I say, I wouldn't be working for myself as a leader. It would upset me, right? So you need to put yourself in a position, like it would upset me. Why? Because I would never want to see myself wanting to work for another leader rather than myself. So how can I get there? Like a couple of years back, I was thinking about myself. I said, look, I wouldn't work for me. I would rather work for Andy Elliott, right? But now I look at myself and I want to work for myself, right? And that's what makes me fulfilled. And I want to get people to want to work for me for that reason. So you need to look at yourself and say, what kind of leader are you? What kind of skills do you need? How can you grow? Yeah? Because if you become a better leader, then people will want to stay around you more.
Wow, I love it. This is the best thing I'll remember from this. Pasquale, I have a very important question. Is the client always right?
Whoa, okay. No.
Okay, why not?
It's not. Look, if we take a step back, I believe that you need to be, there is something that Jeff Bezos in Amazon, the Amazon guy, said once, back I think in 98, right, when Amazon started as a book company, and he said you need to be obsessed by your customer, right? So if you have an obsession on delivering a crazy customer service good enough to make everyone happy, that's how you can grow a company. I believe in that, right? It really depends on what kind of industry you're in. sometimes your customer is not right, and you need to be in a position to tell them the hard truth. Yeah, like I'll tell you what. If I like one of my companies, Blue Magic Group, right? We do hair transplant, dental services. Sometimes a patient might not see how a hair transplantation can change their life, how they can help them, how this can help them to gain their confidence back, and they want to take their own time. Say, look, I'm going to get this done next year, and I need to train my team to have certain conversation with them and tell them why they're wrong, to believe that. So, no, the customer is not always right. Always you want to make sure that they have a good customer experience, because the more people you make happy, the more raving fans you create. You know what's a raving fan? A raving fan is a customer that goes out there and becomes your marketing.
Yeah.
He's so happy about your services that now every time you sit on a table, he talks about your services all the time. Blue Magic Group, Blue Magic Group, Blue Magic Group, whatever company you have, right? And you want to have that. But how most of the clients that we have had, we had to tell them the hard truth. We have to tell them that they were wrong. And once you do that successfully and they realize that you actually were right, and they see their life changing and they see their confidence coming back, and how now they can, tackle life differently because of the service you provided to them. Yeah, it doesn't mean that they are right all the time.
Yeah, makes sense. Okay. Pasquale, you told me you're an angel investor. And I believe you get many proposals, many business ideas, many startup pitches and stuff like that. Like, what is your criteria? How do you analyze a good idea or a good business plan?
All right, okay. So number one thing I do, let me take step-by-step process I do all the time, right? The number one thing I do is the person. Who is the person pitching you? Whatever is the idea.
Yes.
Right? Number two is I want to evaluate the background of the person. So background and what is their current situation. Do they have like a full-time job, or they are full immersion into this idea? Right? Did they even start that, or they're still like, is it just an idea? Right? Because I want to work with people that they're all in into this idea. I don't want to invest into something if you have a full-time job and now you're doing this on the side, right? Okay. So you need to take the courage to put yourself in a position to go full-time into something. Yeah, I don't want to have a person to have, how do you say, like 2 feet in one shoes, right? That's how you say, like, okay. So the number three thing is how much, whatever idea you bring into me, what problem does it solve?
Okay.
And how big is that problem? How big can we, because if I know how big is the problem, I know how much we can scale that, right? So the problem you are solving, okay? Number four is you need to evaluate how much money you need. Sometimes you inject money into the business initially, and then you need to do a second or third injection after 6 months, a year, 2 years. So you need to be prepared. Can I invest on all the three transactions, right? Because it's not just at the beginning.
Yes.
Right. Like for example, with one of the businesses when we brought paddle in the Balkans.
Yes.
Right. So there was no paddle in the entire Balkans. There wasn't a single paddle center. Now today we are the second most played sport in fucking Albania after football. Right. So we have clients in paddle paying for 1 year. They say, I want to come every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, every fucking week for 1 year, and they pay 1 year up front. But this has happened only after 4 years we've been in business. For 3 years, we haven't been making any money, right? So can you go through the hard times? Can you resist for 1 or 2, 3 years without seeing any money coming back in, right? And why do you want to do that? Number 5 is how crazy is the idea? Like I like to work with crazy entrepreneurs, with crazy ideas. Like at the beginning, everyone was telling us paddle would never work, right? That paddle is one of the smallest business I have, but people were telling us paddle would never work. That's how I like it. I want people to tell me that will never work, and literally there was not a single person telling me this is gonna work. Nobody apart from me and Alessandro that you probably met. So, and we've been those two crazy minds to believe that this project is going to work. So a person, the background of the person, and are they going to invest themselves full time, all in into the business? The problem, what problem are you solving? Right? There is a big problem in Albania that people don't play sport enough.
Yes.
Right? Because they believe that maybe football is too hard, volleyball is too hard, like tennis and basketball, right? These sports are too hard. I mean, would you ever go with some friends and go and play fucking basketball? No, because it's hard, man, right? Would you ever go and play tennis? No. But padel is for everybody. So if I can help thousands of people coming and playing some sport and feel better, lose some weight, burn calories, right? And then connect with all the people in the center, maybe create some businesses together. Now we have 5,000 members in padel, you understand? I mean, this is a big problem we are solving for the community. So, and then next is, how crazy is the idea? Now, are people telling you that's actually a good idea, or are people telling you it's not a good idea? You want people to tell you it's not a good idea.
Nice. Makes sense. Last question. I would like to have a message from you for young people in Albania first, and then also young people internationally, because I know your message reaches out different countries. But let's say in Albania, young people in Albania, what should they focus on, or what is a good message to them?
Look, I can say many things. One thing I can say is you will never make shit happening if you keep behaving like 99% of the people around you. I've seen a lot of people around me when I was young, they're still doing the same fucking thing. They're making 2,000 euro a month. And we were discussing about how rich we wanted to become. 16, 17, 18 years old. And no one had made anything happen from the friends I had in Italy at the time. So I want to tell the young generation out there is that you will never make shit happening if you don't change. You will never make shit happening if you keep behaving like the friends you have around you. And that's the hard truth. You need to realize that now, before it becomes too late, because that 99% of the people will always stay stuck there, will always be unhappy, will always complain. So you need to know that now. And then you need to ask yourself a question: where do you want to be? You want to be in the 99% or you want to be in the 1%? If you want to be in the 1%, then start investing in yourself. Get yourself out for those cancer people that you have around that are taking you nowhere. They're not keeping you accountable. They're not ambitious as you are. Get out from there as soon as possible. That's what I would tell them.
Pasquale, thank you very much. It was a pleasure listening to you, learning from you, exchanging experience, and see you next time. Maybe here or maybe in your podcast.
Yeah, for sure, man.
Follow Pasquale's podcast that will start very soon. And I would like to see you into the event 25-26, right? April. And because I'm sure it will change your life. I will go, so if you don't go, that's your problem. Thank you very much.
Thank you, brother.